to the Marketing Pulpit Show, and I am Robert Gatewood, your host. We are here every Friday at 10:30 a.m. bringing you the good of marketing gospel. We're not saving souls, we're saving businesses, saving jobs, saving our community. Now, if I happen to save a soul along the way, don't hold that against me. We'll just call that icing on the cake. Now, the mission at Marketing Pulpit Show is to build strong businesses in our community so that we can put our people to work. And we do that with business development, job creation, and service. So if you ever find yourself in a business crossroads and not sure which way to turn, just turn on the Marketing Pulpit Show because we're on a mission. You can also find the show on the major platforms, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, LinkedIn. We are here. Welcome to the Marketing Pulpit Show. I'm Robert Gatewood, your host, and I'm here every Friday at 10:30 a.m. as I bring you the good marketing gospel. We're back live. Had a little hiatus, as we often do. Last week we did a rebroadcast, but we are back live in the studio this morning. Man, glad to be back. I was down in North Carolina this past, back in a couple of weeks ago. My brothers and I were performing at a Martin Luther King celebration at Friday the 13th. And got a lot of good feedback. You can have to watch the performance. Go to Gatewood Brothers on Facebook or YouTube, and we sang "Sweet Love" and "Ball of Confusion," and we sang "Wake Up Everybody." These were message songs, trying to get folks to wake up. Nothing wrong with being woke. Even though Dr. King was dreaming, his dream was not asleep. He was aspiring. Dreaming means to aspire, as well as to take a slumber. So anyway, thank you. We're glad to be back on the air this morning. Broadcasting live from Radio 1's 95.9 FM, 1450 AM, WL AM. And we're also simulcasting on YouTube, on Facebook, on Twitter, and LinkedIn. So if you want to catch a visual of the show, you can go to one of those platforms or just go to the homepage of marketingpulpit.com and you can find the show there. Glad to be back today. Hey, guess what? Also, I am coming off my birthday. Yesterday was my birthday. Can you believe that? Man, these days and years just keep flying. So I want to thank everybody who have been sending out their well wishes on Facebook. And you can still do that if you want to. Just go to Facebook and drop in a happy birthday if you like. Got a few hundred folks over there wishing well. And I have acknowledged each and every one because I'm grateful. I'm grateful that you would acknowledge my year on this earth, and I think it's the right thing to do because I appreciate you as a listening audience and as a well-wisher. Now, for my birthday, I don't ask for a rope, soap on a rope, or any of the gratuitous what you might normally give somebody on their birthday. What I do, I want you to do this for me. So I flip the script back on you. It's an acronym I wrote a few years ago, and I bring it out every year around this time. And this is what I want you to do for me on my birthday. That's right. And it's an acronym for the word birthday. I'm going to read it off very quickly because we have an exciting show today. We're going to talk about also, don't go it alone in 2023. We're going to talk about partnerships and collaborations. And I'm telling you, if you're not partnering and collaborating with somebody, then you're making a mistake. We're also going to talk about some items in the news. We're going to talk about some job numbers and why these folks trying to get rid of Black history. What is wrong with these people on the eve of Black History Month? That is so wrong. Anyway, birthday. This is your gift to me. Do this if you want to make Gatewood happy. 1, for letter B, be bold. Stop playing it so safe. Don't fear failure. Fear stagnation instead. That's for the B. And for the I want you to inspire others. Be their cheerleader. Help them shield from the forces of negativity. That's the I. And for the R, resist and fight the forces of evil and bigotry wherever they may raise their ugly heads. Sharpen your sword, polish your shield, and join the battle. And for the R, I want you to, what that is the R, yeah, resist the forces. And for T, think, don't follow the crowd, regardless of your view. If you find yourself in the crowd, then go around it, soar above it, tunnel under it, and if necessary, wait on them to pass so you can chart your own path. That's the T. On the H, Hold on. Be steadfast. Don't fold when times get tough. Hold on to your beliefs. Something that's sometimes that's the only thing you'll have to keep you going. That's on the H. And on the D, on birthday, think big. Create something that's never been created before. Build something that's never been built. Know that the possibilities are infinite. On the A, act. Do something today. Don't be a procrastinator, perfectionist. An imperfect mile on time is better than a perfect inch this late. And the why. I want you to yearn, have a desire for something greater than you can accomplish alone. If you yearn, if it can be done by itself, you set the bar too low. Yearn to make the world a better place. Then go out and find the pieces and the people to make it into a reality. And that ties in perfectly to our show today, our theme of partnerships and collaboration. If what you are yearning for can be done by you alone, your bar is probably set too low. You're not aspiring. You're not looking high enough. So that's why today we're going to talk about collaborating and partnering with other people and institutions to help you achieve those lofty aspirations that you set for 2023. Because 2023 is going to be, in my opinion, the year of collaborating, the year of partnering with people, the year of getting it done on a grander scale because you've chosen to partner with like-minded people. My company is an example of a partnership that has really, from its foundation and its inception, and it continues to today. Matter of fact, speaking of partnerships, this next Friday, Marketing Pulpit is partnering with BLE Executive Suites to do the first Friday networking event. Had one last month on January. So this month is going to be on February 3rd. So invite you to go to marketingpulpit.com and register for the upcoming First Friday networking event, which is going to be hosted by Miss Bernadette Clay. She is the founder and CEO of BLE Executive Suites, which has these 3 fantastic locations in the Washington, D.C. area, one in the National Harbor, one in College Park, which is a hub zone for government contractors, and one in Lago Park. And that's where my studio is and where my office is located. So go to marketingpulpit.com and register if you're in the DC area. And we also want to put it online. So if you don't make it in person, Ms. Clay and her organization have been phenomenal as far as partnering with people and being an advocate for small businesses. And she's going to show you how she does it and why she's had such success. And I'll be there as well. So you can also call them for some of their amazing services at blesuites.com. Or call 301-322-1700 and tell them Robert Gatewood sent you, and they got a little free something for you. I think they have a free month service on just about all of their services. Just tell them Gatewood from the Marketing Pulpit sent you and get that free service. So thank you again, Marketing Pulpit and BLE for this upcoming First Friday networking event. And good morning, Brother Rory, who's tuning in on Facebook. And if you want to shout out and put your message on the board, we will shout you out. And thank you again, because we are simulcasting on Facebook, on YouTube, LinkedIn, and Twitter. And you can actually see the show live right on your screen. And you can go to marketingpulpit.com. Also, when you're talking about location services, Gatewood Web Services, we have been serving so many people. You don't have to go to Google and GoDaddy and the rest of those places. When you have a service in your community that offers the exact same services, probably better and at a better price. So if you have a domain name, you need hosting services, SSL certificates, virtual services, dedicated servers, anything you need when it comes to putting your website on the web or having a web presence, go to gatewood.biz and you will see all of the fantastic services. Go ahead and register your personal name if you haven't already. The prices are under $20 for the entire year. And then make sure if you have that domain name you have in mind for an upcoming business that you plan to start, go ahead and register that name now and save it until you're ready to start the business. And that's a smart move. And also, like I said, check out BLE Executive Suites. Go to blesuites.com or call them at 301-322-1700. Let's talk about a few items in the news. Students threatened to sue Ron DeSantis in Florida over the rejection of African American studies in their AP program. Now, AP, of course, is advanced placement, which is an elective. What's really puzzling about this, AP this African American studies is an elective, which means nobody has to take it if you don't want to take it. So why are they sticking their I'm trying to think of a gentle way of saying it, but it's their meddling hands, their history denying hands into this African American AP program. It's just rank racism, really. They're trying to whitewash history. They've done some terrible things in the past, and they don't want their little kids to know about it, so it can perpetuate. I am against this, and I think any decent-minded person should be, whether you're black or white. As a matter of fact, two of the governors have also spoken out against this. The governor of New York, California, Gavin Newsom, and Illinois governor, Pritzker. So it's not just a black thing. This is about a not whitewashing history thing. And I think every decent American should stand up against this. Let's talk about some other items in the news. Americans are burdened by rent. Right now, rent is taking up over 30% of most people's take-home income. In New York, the number is as high as 68%. Can you imagine paying 68% of your money in rent? In Miami, it's about 42%. Fort Lauderdale, about 37%. And Los Angeles, about 35%. So this COVID brought in some things that have really changed the dynamic, has changed things quite a bit. And some people blame it on inflation that was accelerated during the COVID scare. So anyway, I'm telling you, if you're going to have that house or that apartment, you're paying that rent, you might as well start your business so you can write off some of that taxes and use it as an asset instead of a liability. So that's one way to offset that. Everybody should have some type of business as far as I'm concerned. The tax write-offs are just phenomenal. And now considering the percentage people are paying for housing, then it just makes perfect sense to go ahead and start that business and get you an accountant and let them enlighten you on the benefits, the tax benefits, and go ahead and make that move. Layoffs companies are laying off right and left now. Another reason to start a business. One thing when you start a business, you can lay off yourself, but not hardly. You're going to work hard to make that thing work. That's one thing I've never done. In all the 25 plus years I've been in business, I've never laid me off. Now, when I worked in corporate America, every time I turn around, some company was folding up or changing direction, or we're going to go a different way, or we downsizing, right sizing. Go ahead and start yourself a company. Companies like Hasbro, Dow Chemical, IBM, Reddit, 3M, Adweek, Spotify, Google parent company Alphabet. They're all cutting jobs. WeWork, Capital One, they're cutting back right and left. Even the companies are cutting back on temporary workers. Chipotle, on the other hand, if you share that banking blue suit, you go down to Chipotle and make some of those Chipotle sandwiches. They're hiring 15,000 new staff. All right, let's see what else is happening in the news. We're going to talk about this business partner. Two business partners shot each other after a dispute at work. So that's why we're going to talk about business partners coming up, because there's the right way to choose the right business partner. We're going to talk about that coming up. We're going to take a quick break right now, and we're going to come back. We're going to finish up some items in the news, and we're going to jump into our marketing sermon for the day on partners and collaboration. So don't go anywhere. This is the Marketing Pulpit. I'm Robert Gatewood, and we'll be back in a moment. All right, we're back. This is the Marketing Pulpit. I'm Robert Gatewood, your host, and we are here every Friday at 10:30 a.m. bringing you the good marketing gospel. I am a business developer by trade. I have a company called Gatewood Marketing and Web. You can find out more about my company by going to gatewoodmarketing.com. You can also go to marketingpulpit.com to find out more about the show and to look at past shows. I'm also a adjunct professor at Prince George's Community College in the D.C. area. As a matter of fact, we had a meeting last night. Miss Krista Brown and the crew over there talked about the upcoming year. And I do a course on marketing strategies. I do a course on social media strategies. And I also do a course on networking works. So if you want to get some credits and some CEUs and get on the right foot, go to Prince George, pgcc.edu. And also we have our courses listed on the Marketing Pulpit. Don't forget to sign up for the first Friday networking event coming up on next week. That's February 3rd. I'll be there along with Miss Bernadette Clay and her staff, teaching you how to build that mindset and that faith muscle going into 2023. Let's see. Also, go to Gatewood Brothers on the Facebook. You can check out where we were last week. On the 13th, we were celebrating Dr. Martin Luther King's birthday at a very phenomenal sold-out event in North Carolina. So you can go to YouTube or Facebook and just Google Gatewood Brothers, and you can get a taste of our. It's never too late to pursue your passion. We had a group when I was a kid, and my brother Aaron, who founded the group, passed away, and that kind of thing ran off the road, and I went off to college, and the group kind of separated. So we had a reunion this past year, and we've been getting invited all over the place. Some lady from D.C. wants us to come to the Navy Yard up in December. So don't be surprised if you see the Gatewood Brothers in Washington, D.C. at an event near you. Let's talk about some things that are happening in the news before we get to our sermon today about partnerships and collaboration. We talked about these two men that killed each other in a deadly shootout. And which just goes to say that you really need to do I want you to partner and collaborate, but it has to be the right person and it has to be the right time. Do the right thing, do it right time, and do it right. And partnering is no exception. So what I want you to do is give some thought, but I still want you to do it. Just do it the right way. Now, what we're going to do, we're going to jump into our topic quickly. Once again, you can catch this show afterwards by going to marketingpulpit.com and to the major social media platforms where we are streaming live. And of course, you can download the app at WOL. Go to your Google App Store. Apple and App Store. Just download the app and you can listen to this show when you're not on social media. Because I don't want you to feel like you have to be on social media to watch this show. I want you to watch it. Miss Kathy Hughes has a great organization over there, and they made it convenient for you to listen to this show on your phone by downloading the WOL app. So I think all the folks over at Radio One, it's Karen Jackson, Alonzo, the engineer, Ron Thompson, great group of people over there. Just glad to be affiliated with them. And I call that a partnership. You need these partners to grow. Now, let's talk about partnerships and collaboration. Now, if you have an organization right now, you're in business, and you're out here struggling, and you're wondering why you're not getting that traction, you're not reaching critical mass, you're not getting the sales or the new customers that you want, or things are just not moving fast enough, because I think I'm pretty sure you have to redirect some of that energy that you're expending right now to get single direct action sales and redirect some of that energy towards forming partnerships and alliances, and find people that share your interests, that share your belief, and share some of the things that you're trying to do. And as I said earlier during my birthday recitation, is that if your aspirations can be achieved by you alone, then you probably haven't set your sights high enough. If you have these lofty aspirations and ambitions, you must, and particularly in 2023, because of reasons, I'll get into that you must do this in 2023. You need to partner. Now, what you want to do as a partner, you collaborate with somebody who has a common mission. So don't just go out here and just grab people nilly-willy. And it's a skill when you get two or more persons together and start going in the same direction. Okay? So a lot of people don't want to partner with somebody because they feel like, well, if I start working with somebody, they're going to take my idea and run off with it and steal it. That is always a possibility. So if you want to copyright everything, patent it, trademark it, do an NDA, then do that. But that is not a good reason to withhold and to avoid forming partnerships. Yes, there's always, but most things, I mean, there's really not much new under the sun. I know you think your idea is new and you're the only one thought of it. Well, let me tell you something. A lot of folks have probably thought about it also. So what you want to do is be better at it. They're not you. They don't have your skill sets. They don't have your vision. So even if the idea seems like something somebody might take, if it's your idea or if it's an idea that you very feel near and dear about, go ahead and do it anyway and bring in those partners. Now, let me give you some quick tips on forming an effective collaboration and partnership. And I'm speaking from experience here. I mean, I can speak about partners of mine like BLE, Radio One, Prince George's Community College. I consider these people partners and collaborators because we work together. We're all working on a common mission of helping businesses. Okay? So you decide what your mission is. The partners, in many cases, will find you. And don't be afraid to partner. Now, these are some ingredients that I've found that work when you form these partnerships and collaborations. One is to trust and respect each other. If you don't trust the person, you don't respect them, you don't like what they're doing, you don't like the way they move in the world, then don't do it. It's going to hurt you. Trust and respect. Those are the number one ingredients. Number one, right there. Now, you also have to have a willingness to work together and jump into some teamwork. If you're one of these folks that's got to be your way or the highway, then I'm afraid partnerships is not going to work for you, and you're probably going to remain small. Look at some of the biggest companies in the world. I mean, some of the biggest companies in the world are partnering. And some of us small little companies, some here worried about, well, they don't like the way I do it, or I want to do it my way. You're going to stay small. I'm just going to put it to you frankly. Okay? Now, you have to have some common goals, though. That's another reason when you're talking to partners, you make sure you're going in the right direction, in the same direction. I use my partner again, BLE. We are both working on the same goal of building businesses, helping small businesses succeed, get into the government space, network, build their brand. We are on the same path. Same thing with Radio One. We want small businesses to grow and be successful. Same thing with Prince George's Community College. They have a whole entire department called the Business Owner Success Series. And they're about to start another program called Digital Marketing, which I have been contacted by the people that help them put together. We are on the same path. We are partnering. It doesn't have to be a legal agreement. It could be on a project base. It could be on a case by case. So when people hear partnering, sometimes they get scared. They think the lawyer's going to get them and somebody's going to take their money. No, it's not. It's a partnership is more of a mentality than there's a legal definition. Participate in the planning and decision making. So when you're doing these things, make your voice known and listen to others. So there's some type of participation, some dialogue back and forth. Okay? So what you want to do is also emphasize your knowledge and expertise of you and your partners versus these roles and titles. Some people get lost in the title. Oh, I want to be the president. I want to be the vice president of this or the president of that or the CEO of that. That's the wrong attitude to go into partnership. I do not aspire to be the president of Radio One, believe me, or Prince George's Community College or BLE Executive Suites. What I aspire to do is help make businesses successful. You can call me the dishwasher, the president, or whatever you want to. As long as I'm getting my mission accomplished, those roles and titles don't matter to me. Another ingredient of partnerships, you want to be transparent. Don't be doing sneaky behind the stuff, making side deals, and that's not going to work in a partnership. That's not respectful, and you're going to lose that trust and respect if you're doing that. So, and there's also must be an interdependency. In other words, everybody wins or everybody loses if this thing goes, if things aren't right. So you want to make sure there's an interdependency, okay? You want to synergize and make sure that your efforts are creating this mastermind. You're putting these minds together and creating that synergy. So you want to do that. So those are, and here's one that's important, and have a low expectation of reciprocation. And what does that mean? Don't go into it saying, look, I did this, so you better do that. That's the wrong spirit. Go into it because you are trying to accomplish your mission. You're not keeping score. You're not saying I did more. I bought lunch last time, or we meet at my place. No, that's the wrong spirit. Keep your goal in mind at all times. And you will find out that this partnership will work for you. And there are different ways you can partner, and also make you some terms and agreements, okay? Some things do require a document to say these are, spell out some terms and agreement when necessary. Don't be afraid of that as well. That keeps everybody honest. Like this, wrong fences make good neighbors, good agreements make good partnerships. Okay, so there's benefits to partnerships, productivity, knowledge, skills, and so forth. So it's a good thing to do. And where do you partner? You can partner in marketing, you can partner on events, you can partner on contracts, you can partner on facilities, you can partner on distribution. There's different ways you can partner. There's no one size fits all when it comes to partnering. You partner to make sure you accomplish your goals and meet your objectives. But ladies and gentlemen, that's going to wrap it up for today. This is the Marketing Pulpit. We are here every Friday at 10:30 a.m. I want to say hello to Mr. Gerald Brown. I met him in the Boss program. Thank you again for tuning in, Mr. Brown. Great young man. And so we'll be back next week. This is the Marketing Pulpit. I'm Robert Gatewood, your host. And don't forget to sign up for the First Friday networking event coming up on next Friday. I'll be there. And go to Marketing Pulpit and listen to the past shows. And as always, if you want to be successful, you have to do these three things. Do the right thing, do it at the right time, and you have to do it right. Enough talk. Let's get to work. Teachers accused of promoting CRT by celebrating Black History Month. Man, we have gone into a dark hole. The people who are doing the dastardly deeds are now making it difficult and in some cases impossible to talk about it. Their forefathers have been lynching, raping, discriminating, and that's not everybody. I'm just telling you, there's certain segments of society. But now, the people that they have put on this earth now are fighting to make sure that we don't know about the deeds that they did. Because if you keep people in the dark, the good people won't come together. You got to keep people divided to beat them. That's one thing about a business. It's an equalizer. It's a game changer. You don't have to hit the lottery. If you have a skill, have the right mindset, have a mission, you got to have some money. You can start a successful business. And that's why people come to me to help them navigate. We are a business development and marketing company. I've been doing this now for 25 years as an entrepreneur. And I spent another 20 years or so in corporate America. Worked for companies like Diet to Go. I was a vice president of marketing and business development, senior vice president. I was also a buyer for Grand Union Supermarkets. I was president and CEO of Telegrocery, one of the first home delivery supermarkets in the country. I know a little bit about this stuff, and I'm willing to share it every Friday right here on the marketing pulpit, 10:30 a.m. All that glitters is not gold. And it simply means that just because something is shiny and pretty doesn't mean that it has value. But there's another side of this coin also that says that all this gold does not necessarily glitter. That means we have people out here right now among us who are doing some phenomenal things, but they don't get the glitter because to them it's more about the purpose. It's more about the results. It's more about helping people. It's more about uplifting, and it's less about shining in the spotlight. So yes, there is some truth to the saying that all that glitters is not gold. But let's not forget also that there are some gold out here that's not glittering. And there are people, they're doing their thing.